Have you ever wondered about the dark origins of your favorite nursery rhymes, such as Ring Around the Rosie? Now let's delve into the enigma of this seemingly innocent nursery rhyme that has intrigued and baffled many for generations. Ring Around the Rosie, with its catchy tune and playful lyrics, is a staple in the repertoire of children's songs worldwide. But beneath the merriment, a controversy lurks. There's a theory that proposes a macabre connection between this rhyme and the Great Plague of London that swept across the city in 1665. This theory points to the lyrics as potential clues. The ring around the rosy could be the red ring-like rash that was a symptom of the bubonic plague. The pocket full of posies may represent the fragrant herbs or flowers people carried, believing it would ward off the disease. And then, ashes, ashes. Some believe this was a reference to the cremation of bodies, a grim sight that was all too familiar during the plague. And finally, we all fall down, a chilling allusion to death, the inevitable end for many victims of the plague. This interpretation paints a stark contrast to the cheerful tune we associate with the rhyme. It suggests that beneath the innocent facade of a children's song, there lurks a tale of a devastating pandemic, a tale of survival, and a tale of death. But like any good mystery, this one too has its share of skeptics. Critics argue that this interpretation is a stretch, pointing to inconsistencies in the rhyme's history and variations in its lyrics. They argue that the earliest documented appearance of Ring Around the Rosie in English was in 1881, more than 2 centuries after the plague. Plus, many variations of the rhyme from different times and places do not contain any plague references. However, this interpretation is not without its skeptics. As we peel back the layers of this rhyme, it only seems to get more complex, more intriguing. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the mystery of Ring Around the Rosie. Despite the dark interpretation, inconsistencies in the rhyme's history and variations in its lyrics have raised doubts. Indeed, the earliest recorded instance of Ring Around the Rosie in English didn't occur until the late 19th century, specifically in 1881. This is a good 2 centuries after the Great Plague of London, and more than 4 centuries after the Black Death. So it seems a bit of a stretch to connect this nursery rhyme with events that it post-dates by such a significant margin. Moreover, there's a lack of concrete evidence linking the rhyme to these historical pandemics. While the symbolism seems plausible on the surface, it's based on assumptions and interpretations rather than hard facts. And when you delve deeper into the variations of the rhyme, the plague theory starts to unravel even more. Consider this. If Ring Around the Rosie was truly a mnemonic device for remembering the horrors of the plague, wouldn't its various iterations retain those grim references? Yet, variations from the late 19th and early 20th centuries don't contain any references to the plague. Instead, these versions often have different lyrics and themes entirely. For example, some versions replace ashes with a tissue, implying a sneeze, not burning bodies or ashes from a fire. It's also worth noting that the rhyme has different versions across the globe, with varying lyrics and tunes. If the rhyme was indeed about the plague, wouldn't it be logical to assume that the versions should retain the plague symbolism globally? Yet, this isn't the case. The American version, for instance, doesn't even include the phrase, "we all fall down," which is often attributed to death by the plague. One could argue that over time the original meaning was lost or diluted, but without any evidence of an earlier version containing clear references to the plague, this argument is purely based on speculation, not fact. The debate took a drastic turn in 1961 when a book suggested a link between the rhyme and the Great Plague. But as we've seen, there are plenty of reasons to be skeptical of this theory. And in the next scene we'll take a closer look at this book and the counter-arguments presented by folklorists. James Leeser's book, The Plague and the Fire, reignited the controversy by suggesting a link between the rhyme and the Great Plague. This bold assertion, published in 1961, sent ripples through the world of folklore and history, stirring up an already simmering debate. Leeser's book posited that Ring Around the Rosie was not a simple children's ditty, but a chilling echo of a time when death was a daily visitor, carried on the wings of a flea-infested rat. His theory sparked a flurry of interest, and soon, the idea that this seemingly innocent rhyme might be a macabre relic of a bygone era started to take hold. However, not everyone was convinced. Enter Philip Hiscock, a respected folklorist. Hiscock offered a different perspective, suggesting that the origins of Ring Around the Rosie might be much simpler and far less sinister. According to Hiscock, the rhyme could have originated as a form of play party in the 19th century, a clever workaround for Protestant bans on dancing. These play parties were social gatherings where children and adults alike would join hands and dance in a circle, singing rhymes as they moved. Hiscock posited that "Ring Around the Rosie" might have been one such rhyme, devoid of any plague-related symbolism. Instead, it was a tool of innocent amusement, a way to inject joy and laughter into a world that was often harsh and unforgiving. This theory, while less sensational than Leeser's, offers a plausible explanation for the rhyme's origins. It also serves as a reminder that not everything in our past is steeped in darkness and death. Sometimes a song is just a song, a game is just a game, and a rose is just a rose. The true meaning behind "Ring Around the Rosie" remains a mystery, a testament to the enduring power of folklore and the fascination with the macabre. As we continue to delve into the past, we must remember that while history often hides horrors, it also holds moments of joy and innocence that are just as worthy of exploration. So, what is the real story behind "Ring Around the Rosie"? The truth is, it remains shrouded in mystery. The enduring debate is a tug-of-war between dark historical association and innocent playtime chants. On one side are those who insist that the rhyme is entrenched in the harrowing history of the Great Plague, a symbol of disease and death, immortalized in children's verse. Yet the hard evidence to support this claim is notably absent. On the other hand, skeptics argue for a much simpler origin, pointing to the rhyme's first documented appearance in the late 19th century, well beyond the era of the plague. They propose that it might have been a workaround for Protestant bans on dancing, a playful game devoid of any sinister undertones. Whether a grim reminder of pandemics past or a simple children's rhyme, "Ring Around the Rosie" continues to captivate, its true origins remaining hidden in the mists of time.
Roses, ashes, ashes, we all fall down.